What was Koko the Clown's role in Fleischer Shorts? Imagine a clown who was not just funny but also a pioneer in animation. That's exactly what Koko the Clown was for Fleischer Studios during the early days of cartoons. He was the first star of their animated shorts, especially in the series called Out of the Inkwell. These cartoons started in the late 19-teens and continued through the 1920s. Koko was more than just a funny face. He was part of a new way to tell stories with animation. The Fleischer brothers, Max and Dave, used him to show off their creative ideas and technical skills. In the cartoons, Koko often began as a drawing made by a live-action artist, usually Max Fleischer. Then, magically, he would step out of the inkwell, blending live-action with animation. This was a very new idea at the time and made the cartoons stand out. The Fleischers also used a device called the rotoscope, which let them trace over live-action footage to make movements look more real. Dave Fleischer, who had a background as a clown, was the model for Koko's physical comedy. This gave Koko a lively, vaudeville-style personality that made him very expressive and fun to watch. Koko was a mischievous and curious clown who loved to get into trouble. His adventures often involved surreal and wild scenarios, like changing the weather or causing chaos in the studio. The stories were full of visual gags, slapstick humor, and impossible tricks that made viewers laugh. He was usually accompanied by his dog, Fitz, who added to the comedy and helped create funny situations. Over time, Koko's design changed from a simple, literal drawing to a more exaggerated and cartoonish look. This evolution showed how the Fleischers kept experimenting and improving their animation techniques. Koko's role went beyond just entertaining. He was a showcase for the studio's technical innovations. The Out of the Inkwell series demonstrated how animation could combine with live-action, music, and storytelling with personality. These early cartoons influenced later Fleischer characters like Betty Boop and Popeye, but Koko was the very first true cartoon star of the studio. His cartoons are remembered today for their creativity, humor, and the way they pushed the limits of what animation could do. While he might not be as famous now as some other characters, Koko the Clown was a key figure in the history of animation, setting the stage for many future cartoons.